better? Good. Okay. Bit of a late one last night. You might have seen over on my Instagram, if you are following my Instagram and or Facebook, you will have seen that I went a bit mental. I know the cat's going, I know it's a nightmare, but I figured if I don't get on here now and start introducing this week's vlog, I'm not going to. I'm just going to get right back in it with the ink and the woodland. Anywho, right, so, what was this? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's so too hot in here. I'm going to like pretend this is, you know, like the critiques, where I'm going to show you my work and I'm not going to get a response. Oh, you could leave comments. There was a lovely person that left a comment saying how about my watercolour, which I was utterly bowled over by. It meant so much. It made me realise, I know this is crazy, but it made me realise people are actually like watching my video. Sometimes in order to sort of overcome whatever weird silliness, the best word, silliness you have cultivated in your mind, that the thing that's prevented you from actually achieving anything, you kind of have to switch off and pretend that you're just doing it behind the scenes and that no one's actually going to see it. But when I received that comment, and I put heart, but when I received a comment on one of my videos, I was like, people are watching. Whoever watched that and left the comment, thank you. But it would be good to get comments, especially now that I'm just sort of like putting up all the work. Leave comments. Okay. So, what I decided to do was this, and I didn't like it at all. I don't know why, I just thought, I think it's just because I've done so many of them and I've done them on the large canvases as well. I'm just like, I'm really bored of it now. Like, I'm not getting out of it what I got out of it before. Does that make sense? I think I've just sort of painted the backside of it now. So, but I did put a little kind of fence thing in, and there's a field behind my mum. There's a field behind my mum, and it's like all overturned, and it's the ground, the soil around these here parts, like clay, like claggy. And when they're rotated, they make these amazing like sculptures. It's just so sad. I can't explain the words. One moment, I'm just going to make my cup of tea. I think this will help. I'm back. I'm just making sure my phone's on silent, because it seems every time I do these videos, the phone goes off and it's like, coming down. Sorry about the like nest hair situation. I forgot to bring a hair tie to this conversation, so here we are. Oh, that's spicy. Okay, so I was like, oh yeah, don't like the top one. I don't like it. But then I was like, I saw this lovely painting, and I've forgotten who it was by. But they did this lake, and then across the lake, these really like lanky, skinny trees, and but it had a house behind, and it was in the wood block, and you couldn't really see it, and it was just so, and the colours that they chose were just so beautiful, very earthy, muted, rich. I love that. I love those kind of colours. It's just so beautiful. I love autumnal colours. Where was I going to? Oh yeah, so anyway, yes, I love the aspect of having like these lone buildings in these vast spaces, and I think I kind of got the same idea with the house inside the woodblock. There was something quite, I don't know. I was having a conversation with someone about it, and they said, oh, it's a bit ominous, you know, a bit creepy, you know, like serial killer in the woods type situation, like Wrong Turn. If you've ever seen it, don't see it. If you're not into gore, I mean, it's unnecessarily gory, but yeah, don't see it. If you love a jumpy film, see it. You know, they said it's almost like a Wrong Turn vibe, but for me it was just like shutting out the world vibe. Loved it. But I decided to sort of do my own, and I've been watching I will link her in the description box. I've been watching Sandy Hester. Been totally, sorry Tom. I'll actually open the door for one moment. I've been watching Sandy Hester, and if you haven't seen her videos and what have you, she's amazing. I love her. I'm actually addicted to her videos at the moment, and I wish she would put like one a day up because I'm going through them, right? What was I saying? Oh yeah, right. Anyway, Sandy Hester, she's great. So, you know, go and check her out. I just love her so much. When watching her videos, she does a lot of stuff in inks. She does a lot of colours. I'm more, if I start on a new medium, you'll always see that if it's not already monochromatic, I will just start in monochromatic. I have got some stuff in blue, which I'll show you, but it is my favourite colour. And I love it so much. And it's like, you know, my blue and white pots and like crockery. It's like that blue. Oh, love it. And I wanted to do some still lifes in all my blue and white pots and stuff, which I'm gonna probably start next week because I'm just gearing up for it. What was I was gonna show you this. Oh, that was it. Here we go, look. Do you remember the Empire biscuit? Probably gonna get these printed into little prints because, yeah, I'll be showing it quite a lot. So there's the Empire biscuit, that's watercolour. And then this was the first couple of tiles that I had done. This was just a flower study. It's with the Faber-Castell polychromes, is it? Yeah, polychromes. Is it? Oh, anyway, and the background is oil pastel, but you can see they're very controlled, very tight. I love it. I love my Empire biscuit. I'm gonna probably get it framed because I love it so much. I think it's that memory, isn't it? I think that's what it evokes, a sort of feeling of memory. And again, like this is when I was like, oh my God, yeah, let's do these. And I did these as well. This one. Ooh. Oh yeah, I know what I was saying. This is obviously quite different to, you know, this in a lot of ways. This is watercolours, it's one of my favourites. And then last night I did this little tile, so love it so much. Look at that, oh, so rich. I use so much oil. That's actually out of oil pastel. So much oil pastel in that. I'm gonna have to get some more. They were dead cheap, so I'm not really worried about them. And I think I might get like, you know, open stock. Sorry, don't know what that was. I might get open stock, like Sennelier oil pastels. A few, like I said, like the monochromes or neutrals, ones that I will use. I don't feel like I should get a set because they are so expensive. I don't feel the need to get a set. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I digress again. This is oil pastel, but I've created the surface. The surface is the paste texture with sand. I did a mark making, I think I did, yes. I did a mark making thing with swatch with it. It was great fun. And I thought, do you know what? It would lend itself quite well to sort of being on like a surface so you can see, I don't know, you can see the edge, yeah. I love that. So that's paste and pastel, oil pastel. So yeah, styles, who cares? Figure it out as you go along. So yes, I did. Can you see that? I'm so sorry if you can't. I did this, which was just, I think it was in gouache. Was it in acrylic? I will have put it there. No, it was with acrylic, sorry. Yeah, it was with acrylic, and then I thought, oh my God, I love the trees. What I did was paint the trees out first. You'll see in the larger work, certainly. I think I might have painted a bigger one. I painted the trees and then went round the trees with a lighter colour, and it looks like the sun's coming through. It kind of distorts the branches and the limbs of the tree. And there's so much movement in it, and I can feel the light flickering because there's so much variants in light. I love it. I think I just was just like, oh my God, this is, yeah, this is it. So I did a smaller, but without just the trees. I did the kind of idea, my own idea on that. Oh, I've forgotten the artist's name that I did that on. I'll find it. And then I did that because I thought I loved the trees so much. I don't know what you can see. Love it. And I thought we need to go bigger. Now, going bigger, sometimes it can take away the very thing that you love about it. So it's a bit of a, I say a risk. It's not a risk. You just do it and you don't like it, what you do. But it's one of them. If you go big, sometimes you can distort the beauty of it. But just so you know, oh, getting ahead of ourselves here. Here we go, look. It did not. Now that is, I think that is, yeah, this is acrylic again, a muted colour palette, quite a limited one. I decided to do the background, this weird, I mixed up this weird cream colour. You can see that's quite dark, so you wouldn't get a very good representation of the shade. And I quite liked it. It kind of went. Sorry, my camera decided that it had enough filming. I don't know why it does that. It's an M50, do you know what I mean? It should just film and I'll be done with it when I'm done. Isn't it beautiful? I had some A1, I think A1 Fabriano. And I cut it in half because I only have an A, is that an A2? No, I have an A1 board, but let's be honest, I have nowhere to store A1s at the moment. I don't have a fixed abode studio-wise. I have a trolley, as we've already established, my trolley. Right, when I did this, I didn't like it after I did it. I liked the shapes and the textures, I love that, but I didn't like the colour. I thought, what are you doing? But I wanted to use the blue so much. But I thought, oh, I love it. I really love it. I know to some it's going to be like, that looks like a mess, or a Sandy would say hot mess. But I love it. And what I did was spied by Sandy. Well, actually it was directly stolen. Say stolen, she encourages it. To, like these brushes, sorry, they're having a really bad hair day. Look at it. Oh, bless it. That's the painting. That's because I was, it had a late night, unfortunately, and it's bless it. So she says, hold it right back here, you have little control. And with the inks, because these are like specifically for ink, they suck up so much ink and they really hold on to it, so that when you go, it's just like gushes. And you know, I love a gushy. These are like the ink, excuse me, rude. These are the ink brush situation equivalent. Fantastic. So the background's acrylic. Woodland in Sunset, sorry, where are you? Okay, Woodland in Sunset, ink acrylic paint, and then it has the date, and then it has at 1840. And I liked the texture, but I love this piece. I'm actually probably going to frame it. So then I thought, I'll do a small one in the black ink, because I thought I didn't like the blue, and then use a bit of the paint. Again, this is the dark paint, which I don't care for too much, but I really liked it. And then I really liked the way it started to smudge the ink, where it hadn't dried, because I was just too eager beaver. Really like that. What was I saying? So I decided to then scale that up big and make the changes regarding the background tone. So I did that, but I did it in my sketchbook this time. I put a bit, because it's ink, it has a tendency, it's not like acrylic ink, but it has a tendency to be sticky. So I was worried that the pages would get stuck together, you know, the more I move it, work in the book. Oh, I'm not even, oh, do you see that? Do you see that? I will insert images so you can see it properly, but yeah. So that's ink on ink, essentially. So, oh, I also, just to note, what Sandy also does, I feel like I'm copying her at the moment, but I'm really influenced by her. She gessos her sketchbook paper. Now, I used to do that at art school when I didn't have enough money for sketchbooks. So I used to get like big sketchbooks, like big books from a charity shop. It could be on anything. If it had a cool front cover, even better, but it wasn't the ultimate goal. And then I would gesso all of the pages. It took ages, especially on like a big book. It took days to actually do, and you had to do it either in the sun, so the like thin coats of gesso. But yeah, that's what I used to do because I couldn't afford a sketchbook. I know they're a bit mental, and I like the way it was bleeding in, and it created this beautiful, like almost petrol blue. I really liked it. So much movement, so much like, oh yeah. So I gessoed the paper, and I'm gessoing the A2 things. As you can see, I've got one prepped already. Oh. So this is black ink with that weird, I lightened up the cream, and it's a bit better. It's a much lighter than the other one was so yellow. So yeah, so this is like a little stream, and then these root systems are all like, you know, so I decided to get in there and make these big swirls, and some I painted in and some I left some blank because I quite like the negative space. And then obviously these beautiful trees, and oh, I really like this one as well. This one didn't work, I don't think. There's too much negative space. There's not enough contrast. I love rich contrast, and certainly on the darker side, I like the light to be minimal because that's what draws you in, you know, that's your focus for me anyway. So I really liked some of it, and I'll keep it because I thought, oh, do you know what, I already know, as soon as I started doing it, I already knew it wasn't going to work. I think I'm onto something, I'm going to keep it. Because you need the good with the bad, and I think the bad informs the good as well. Because there is there are parts of it that are like retrievable, I think. You know, like this big cluster I like, and I also liked kind of, you know, the bigger marks I made. I still obviously like the tree. I also like these where the ink got too much on the brush and started dropping. I love that kind of, you know, unintentional mark making. I love it. But I think as a piece, as a whole, no, I don't like it. I called it Wobbly Roots, and you get the date and the time with that it was completed, like birth. But I birthed it at 22:42. I don't like it though. So is she eating? Oh my god, she is. She ate it. Oh. I've got to deal with the situation, and my battery's about to go, and I don't want you seeing this because it's going to be gross.